beautiful people, and welcome to Saved by Grace, where we teach and share others' lives by God guiding our steps to help us all have a happy, loving life. We are going to be having a testimony. This includes how was your life? Did God rescue you from your experience you went through? And how do you feel now? And I would like to introduce ourselves. I am Delores.
And I'm JC, and today our guest for Saved by Grace is Landon Caesar. Welcome
Hello.
to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And how I met this young man is that one night as I came home from work, I usually go to the convenience store at the K gasoline station, to buy my coffee for the next day and my breakfast for the next day. So, and he was there promoting this wristband that I'm wearing right now, and it's called Thug. And I'm like, curious. And then he told me the meaning of Thug, which is truly honored under God. And
Amen.
I was deeply impressed by that, and the Lord just touched my heart.
That was the most amazing.
And I knew that this guy was legit. There were no red flags.
Great response, guys.
Great
response.
There were no red flags like, stay away,
He loved it. He loved it.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen. God is good.
Yes, God is good. Do you have any questions for him before?
Yes, actually, so is this part of the ministry?
I actually created the concept. It dawned upon me years ago that, I was sort of like in a funky place with like God and life itself or whatnot. So I basically, we're going through my spiritual warfare. And I was very conflicted at the moment. So I put a lot of my passion into my music. You guys know me by Landon Caesar, but my name is Sir Caesar. Show me on Instagram. Yeah, Sir Caesar Music. But via music, I express, like my deepest everything or whatever, and it just comes out like that. And I ended up just mentioning, truly under God, I'm a thug, truly under God, I'm a thug, mama. And I don't know, I was like, wow. And my wife at the moment or whatnot, she never actually grabbed her phone and start, shooting, like actually recording me. I have to ask her to do something like that. But this particular day, and that's how God works, she sat back and she literally shot me for about a couple of minutes. Afterwards, it was something on my heart that just needed to do the research on this thing and just see if it was out there. And out of all the discovery, all the research, after taking the whole family downtown to the library and like getting help, like seeing if it's out there or not, we didn't find anything. And I was like, wow, oh my God, this means that I did something that no one else has done.
Mm-hmm.
But
Amen.
what am I going to do with it? So, it actually throughout the years, yes, it's my ministry or whatnot. I'm an evangelist or whatnot. I love God and I do accept Jesus and it just makes sense, to take, that negative that I was feeling just like in my music.
Jesus is the main man.
Turn it into positivity.
Yeah.
And, that's the end result, which is this concept. So we want it to grow,
Right,
I wore it today.
And he taught you, he's using your gifts, so you're doing it through music, and that's amazing. That's a blessing.
It is.
Yes.
It
That's a
is.
blessing. Amen.
Yeah. Amen. So, what was your life before you had that encounter with Jesus?
Oh man, see, I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. My family was very into church. So, like my granddad, who recently passed away, R.I.P. He, he's a reverend or whatever, and a lot of other people in the tons of thought and the idea of just knowing that, no matter what happens, even as a little kid, I knew that, man, it's something bigger than me, and I got this feeling, and it's, it's foreign to me, and yeah, man. So, I fell in love with God. I mean, I've been, in love with God all my life. My hardships, of course, came in Mississippi as well, surrounded by gang members, gang members in my family or whatnot. So it was just like, the peer pressure or whatnot, going to school. I was sort of really diligent with my schoolwork, y'all, because that was my main focus. It was literally like my thing to do my homework in advance and get straight A's and whatever. And it, it was my distraction ultimately. But like many, we fall and we start doing things that's sort of out of character. But as a child, as like a teenager, you're changing. So that's kind of conflicting. You're supposed to change.
Exactly.
And you're supposed to make, and like decisions or whatnot, and you're supposed to learn from them. If you make a mistake. So, with that, like I went through a little bit of everything. I used to sell dope. Used to, they used to say pimping or whatever. Pimping.
Yeah.
I don't know, my ugly face or whatnot attracts some people around me that just gives me that. So it could have been, interpreted that I was doing that, but I really...
You don't have an ugly face. Like, what are you talking about?
I know, right? Hey, see, they gave me the compliments, y'all. They went for it.
Yeah.
They went for it. Y'all went for it. I love the compliment. That's what I be fishing for. But, yeah, man, ultimately, I would get, you know what I mean? I'm just, trying to sort of generalize it or whatnot. I caught my first felony, I would say, when I was about 19 years old. And I'm just speaking about, like the hardship that brought me to God. And there was a lot of things that I did accomplish before I was 19, such as graduate from high school at 16, went into the Mississippi Army National Guard at 17, went to college for the first time when I was 18. But then, like I said, that slippery slope of just growing up and peer pressure, especially, around that time, it's the pressure of being a man, making that transition. And I had my daughter, which was a very high motivator for me at that time or whatnot. I found out, you know what I mean, hey, dude, you're going to be doing this, like, for the rest of your life. You have a child in this world around that age as well. So, I don't know, I started making mistakes a lot. Say around 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, turning up in the club, popping bottles, doing all of that or whatever that everybody glorify and really like into. Still do it now and then. But by the grace of God, I try to keep things in moderation, but I made, I just ended up, just continuously going through this cycle. I remember when I first started getting in trouble. When you go to jail for the first time or whatnot, it changes you. Like, seriously. Even if it's for a small thing or a big thing, it doesn't matter. That feeling of being locked up is just something that I couldn't come along with. So, God, that was, it's just crazy. When I ask him to show his face, he really does. If I tell him, come here, I need you right now. And the shortest verse in the Bible is where Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay to cry. I mean,
it is.
I grew up with a single parent mother, the oldest out of all my brothers, and what's crazy is that I had that pressure on me, and Dad wasn't around. He was caught up in the gangs. The same decisions that I made, pretty much. It was like the same things that he did. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he tells me up until today. But you were better than me at your age at that time. You could, you could decipher a little bit better or whatever, and you were very more proactive or whatever than I was at that age. So, I don't know, during the transition, I could say the last 12, 13 years have been the ride of my life, but it's been, a bittersweet one. I whatnot. Because I have several children and
that's a blessing.
It is.
Children's a blessing.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to my babies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are they watching right now?
I hope they are.
Hopefully,
I hope they are. I hope they are. Daddy loves y'all. All y'all.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna do some more. But that's for all of y'all, okay?
That's part of being a parent.
Yes.
Right. But man, I love God to the fullest because he brought me through those hard times. Very tough. I mean, just the duality or whatever, the adversity of life, you know, period. Man, I always You know what I mean? I always felt like I needed something.
Yeah.
And it was him, because every time, no matter what situation I'm going through, you know, I could sort of forget about, you know, what's going on at the moment and just be there with him. And he alleviates that pain and definitely alleviates whatever that worry, because we're not supposed to worry.
Right.
Yes,
And,
yes, amen.
You know,
Amen.
unfortunately, another part of the testimony is that my mother died at 46 years old from a brain aneurysm.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
I'm so
man.
sorry to hear that.
Thank you. She passed just a few years back here, and she was, I mean, she used to stress a lot. Like, she worry.
Yeah.
And I always told myself, you know, as kids, we always say, we're not going to be like that when we grow older type of deal.
Yeah.
But it's just, hey, you know,
Yeah.
it's whatever, genetic, whatever you want to call it. So I really try to, like, you know, balance or whatever the stress or whatnot, and the only way that I can do that is through the grace of God. So
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Let me backtrack just a little bit.
Okay.
Peer pressure.
peer pressure.
That is what always gets us into trouble. That need to impress our friends, that need to
That part.
belong to a group. And it turns out that that group is the instrument that the enemy, the infernal enemy, has used against us to bring us down. And we're straying away from our purpose, our true identity and destiny from
Absolutely,
God.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I sort of, you know, going through everything or whatnot, I mean, like going through that, exactly what you said. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Like, I needed to stick to who I was, my original character, like, you know, who mama raised, like, you know what I mean? Be the way that the people or whatnot who I grew up with or whatever, that really know me for who I am.
Right, yeah.
Versus trying to, you know, stay, you know, with, you know, the wave or whatever, ride the wave that everybody else is
The
riding.
wrong person that
Exactly.
the wrong people want you to become, instead of becoming, you know, right example to your community. You know, they're pulling you away from that.
Exactly.
And, you
So
know,
we come to be these people pleasers, you know.
Yes.
And we want to please them, you know. We
Yes.
say we're going to do anything to please them,
Yes.
even if we have to take that drug and we have to do this or do these
Do that.
tests
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
put us through, you know. But then God turns our lives around,
Amen.
and He says, and He changes us, and He helps us to realize that, hey, let me clean you up.
That's
Come
it.
to me.
Yes, that's
That
it.
part.
Yeah,
White
that's
as
it.
snow. He wants to clean us,
That's
you know.
it. Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, the blood
How
of Jesus. Yep.
Jesus had totally turned your life around,
Yeah.
and you're using it as ministry.
Yes.
Got
Yeah.
to.
You see how God is good?
Yeah.
That
And
is now
I
the
think
testimony.
That is, you know what, I'm going to use this word. That's dope.
That's
Yeah,
dope. I
yeah,
love
there
that.
you go.
Jesus.
There you go.
That's
There
dope.
you
And how
go.
we do
There
that?
you go.
How we do that?
Thug it,
That's
right
right,
there, right
thug
there.
it.
I love
Thug
it.
it.
Found it.
That's the way it
Hey, for
is.
real though.
Yeah.
For real.
Because that is dope. Dope.
Thank you so much.
Because we with Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Amen.
Truly
Dope.
honored under God, guys.
Yeah.
The most referenced thing that I, you know, found when I first started.
I'm a thug too.
Do y'all see this?
Yeah, me too.
Shout out, man.
I'm a thug.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on
Hey.
Facebook, guys. Go to @Delores, man. Check it out.
Hey.
It's amazing, man. I love these reactions. It's ridiculous. I love that response. That is off the chain.
Yes.
Truly honored under God actually refers the most. I can say the verse that popped up the most in reference to this. If you was to Google it per se, it will refer you to 1 Peter 5:6. And that,
1 Peter
Amen.
5:6.
Amen.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So
Preach
it
it.
states, humble ourselves under the mighty hand of God, and in due time, meaning in His time, not our time, He'll lift us up, exalt, and honorate us. So He'll honor us. So basically, that interpretation, I mean, of truly honored under God, just the saying or whatever, just referencing back to that. The way my mind works, you see, it works in levels, right? I was like, okay, well, what that mean? How can I honor God? Basically, humble yourself first of all
Yes.
to even be
Amen.
able
Amen.
to,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
acknowledge or whatnot and follow or whatnot, you know, and
Yeah.
be a very, you know, and like to be a disciple or
Yeah.
whatnot for
Yes.
Him. Truly honored under God and what, and it seems that it's more so of a tool or something that I definitely, or whatever, the youth or whatever, cleave to, because you know, they sort of, whatever, I remember the kids or whatever, they listen to a lot of words that I say, like they can repeat more stuff back to me that I said, that I be like, okay, I said that, okay, yeah, I guess I said that, right? Yeah. But they're usually, when you're young, especially around that age that I mentioned, you know, people pleasing and all this other stuff, you got all this diversity and all this adversity going on or whatnot, and you're conflicted, and it's kind of hard to stay that character or whatnot, who you were, because you were originally humble. You were originally this follow God. Everybody that go to church, like, come on, man, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, what happened to that? You know, I mean, now it's at a whole nother level. You know, to where, especially today, let's say Instagram or whatever, social media, just for an example. Shout out social media. Thank you guys. I'm glad, you know, some people on here that use it for a great thing.
Social media shows.
Social media shows. Get that right. Like, they got the thug thing right. But like, basically, I'm just saying that, you know, like, when you're young, you want to turn up. You know what I mean? So with this thug thing, it's you thugging, it's you turning down. You know, like, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what you're doing in life and no matter where you are in life, I mean, like, some things are just universal. So, like you say, you got to be more diligent, selective, or whatever the decisions that you make. You have to stick to your character and who you are going through this. And, you know, you're going to need God, man, to strengthen you or whatever throughout the process. It's very difficult. But, you know, if it's you, if it's really you, I believe that God loved us so much to where He put that light in all of us, but it's up to us to protect and harness that light.
I know.
You know, so that's what this whole thug thing is about, really, man. Like, it sounds cool. Yeah, turn up for God. Yeah, for God, because it's, you know, it's a good turn up, you know. But definitely, some things in life slow down, pump your brakes. You don't have to be skirt all the time. Now I'm speaking their language.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You know, just slow it down, man. Retract and just, you know, like God or whatever. Like, that's the best way you can honor God, I feel, is if you just slow down and pay attention to Him. You know, when He's trying to say something.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're right about that. We got to pull on those brakes, you know, and say, Jesus, slow a gear, you know. Because you know, we can do so many things in life where we just bouncing one to the another, and we're not paying attention to the God, and then God goes, knock, hey, and He sits us down. And then after that, we feel good after that. So thank you, Jesus, for sitting me down.
I needed that.
And you know, this is what my mom used to tell me. It takes a misfortune to bring a man back to God.
Oh, man. That's got to be the most true.
My mama always, and that's what brought me back to God too. I mean, I fell flat on my face, morally speaking. I did something really ugly, you know, in the eyes of God. A week later, I got saved. So God knew what He was getting into when He came into my life, and He knew what He was getting into when He came into your life and into your life.
Same with me. You know, I know how it is, homie. You know, I grew up with the thugs too. So I know how it was and that, because I want to be a people pleaser too, and then I had to fade away from those people. You know, because there was a reason to it. God would say, hey, no, you got to slow your gear, you know, but I still continue to love them and pray for them and all that. And that's all we can do. But that's, like I said, it's amazing how God is using you to be an instrument.
Thank you so much.
I
love the fact that you know what I mean, my ideas is what get me through pain. I think that's the biggest thing God gave me that I'm like the most thankful for, other than my children, would be this God-given ability to do all the things that I do, like from playing the piano with no lessons, try to teach me, come on now. Nah, man, look, let me just play my heart out right now. And the music ended up sounding like his music, like, you know, uplifting, you know what I mean, very emotional or whatnot. It's just, man, you know, and then coming up with this idea just to be able to You know,
Yes.
oh man, you know, I can't get the job I want, man, you know, but I
Yeah.
got this hustle about me that I learned, you
Yeah.
know, like everything happened for a reason. So, you know, at least growing up around the gangsters, you know, it made me the man that I am, at least strong enough in a way or whatever, in one way or the other, to protect my family, sort of have like a, you know, sort of like, you know, real recognized, real sort of type of deal. Like I have that, you know what I mean? And that's a good thing because you got to be weary or whatever of different spirits and different people or whatnot.
Right.
So it's just like certain meticulous things or whatnot, and like certain particular things that, you know, I'm just grateful to God, man. He just gave me these things, and had he not given them to me, and then, you know what I mean, sit me down, period, you know, I would probably be sitting down, turned up, doing some old stuff, and sitting down somewhere I don't want to be sitting down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like for the rest of my life, just be consistent at being the way that I am, being proactive.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
just you know, like I said, some things are universal.
Yes.
You go to work every day, period. You work or whatever. You show up for your job. You punch in on time. You don't do anything wrong to lose your job, dude. You're gonna always have, you know, a place to live. You're always gonna have, you know, some things are just simple, so simple. I think we really need to go back to the basics.
Yeah.
And the thug thing is really simple, so simple to where, I mean, even a 1-year-old gets it. I don't know, it's because the wristbands glow in the dark, or whatever. They really like them because of the colors, or they really understand it. They might not understand it, but
oh, wait a minute! Do they glow in the dark?
Yeah,
I
man,
did
I
not
got
know that.
so many.
I
that one
did
doesn't.
not know that.
This
Wow.
one doesn't. But
those glow in the dark?
these right here, the ones that we have, don't. But I do have some glow in the dark editions.
Oh, there you
Those
go.
are my
There you
number
go.
one sellers, man.
Okay.
Everybody
okay.
loves them. Glow in the dark,
Okay.
pink, purples, blues, greens,
Okay.
whites. Everybody loves them. I'm just like, wow. I don't know, guys. The response that I get, check
Oh, my
out my
goodness.
Facebook page. I don't know if you guys checked that out yet, but that's at Thug Wristbands on Facebook.
I
so a
gotta
lot of
have
people
that.
on there.
I
Yeah,
got
I'm
wristband
gonna
that
have to-
glows in the
I'm gonna
dark.
have to check it out.
Yeah.
To do it, man. But yeah, man, yeah, for sure. I look at it like, you know, my pain is what get me. I mean, like the ideas is what get me through my pain or whatnot, and that came directly from God, and that's what I utilize more so today than ever. And I'm hoping to inspire that to anybody and everybody else. Go for what you know. I mean, like, go for what you want or whatnot. I mean, like, find something that you really love and just go for it. And I mean that. We've heard this so many times. It's like cliche, right? But seriously, go for it. God gave you it for a reason.
Amen.
Yes.
Ain't nothing like
Amen.
sitting around with something that's so valuable that could be so, you know, of a use, a good use, and
Yes.
something that could bring people together potentially, something that could enlighten people or whatever, you know, and like, you know, certain things. Take those things and run with them, and that's what I'm trying to do with the Thug.
That's really amazing.
Amen.
Did you notice that? I'm sure because you have kids, you've seen the cartoon Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah.
See,
Dory.
the way, you know, God found you was like that cartoon.
Yeah.
It was the father of Nemo that eventually found him in the end, and the father didn't stop until he found Nemo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what God did. He
Absolutely.
engineered your circumstances
Exactly.
until he was able to corner you and get you back.
There you go.
Not corner you to destroy you, but corner you to take you away from trouble,
Exactly.
from evil, from danger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And into his arms of love.
I second that. I
Yeah.
love that to the fullest. That is absolutely true. You're absolutely right. And I love him even more for the fact that, you know, he doesn't have to. He gave us free will.
Yes.
That's
Period.
right.
So
He
it's
gave
up
us
to
free will.
us.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yes.
And that's the thing, like I say, from yay high, no matter where I've been in life, no matter what adversity, you know, change or whatever I've been through, man, it's crazy. He loves my silly self. I want to use some other words. I'm trying to keep it sort of like PG right now, but I would call myself something else. I'm playing, but I'm serious.
Yes.
Okay? But for him to love me and to be able to consistently, you know, help me thrive in the way that I am, I just, man, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing greater than that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Amen.
Ain't nothing
Amen.
greater than that. So, this is my thanks to God by
Amen.
pushing it out there.
Yes, yeah.
And you know, just being relentless with it. You know, at least it's, you know, taking care of my family at least enough to where I can take care of my family and invest in other entities in the community. Various other nonprofits. Usually nonprofits don't work with other nonprofits.
That's true.
But I do. I work with anybody and everybody that's going in the same direction that I'm going, trying to aspire positivity only, and trying to unleash that, you know, that deep passion, try to find that passion, to grasp that passion and cleave to it. Like they say in the Bible, it means to hold on to and never let go. You know, it starts with God. Once you got that relationship with Him, and once you find that thing, you just run with it. So, you know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a fresher breath air. It's a fresh air.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm going to read a scripture right now, and this one applies to all of us, the three of us, and actually the entire world. And here's what it says in the 1 Corinthians 1:27. God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. I love that.
I love that.
I love that because, you know, when God called me, the world considered me foolish and irrelevant, and I was a joke. And yet he still, you know, chose me. And that's the way it is with you as well. Yeah. And with her. And all, you know, the characters, the people in the Bible, like David and Samson.
James is definitely one of my favorite books in the Bible. It's shortest, or not the shortest, but it's definitely one of the shorter ones. And it talks about the power of the tongue a lot. See, I rap.
That was our message last week.
That was a message
last week.
See, we're on the same wavelength, y'all. But I love James, man. You know, like, and like, you know what I mean? It talks about the power of the tongue. So I'm really, I want you guys to, you know, pray with me on this and whatnot. I'm not really struggling with it so much as I was, but just, you know, trying to critique some things about myself. Say even my music, for instance. The album that I just dropped was actually a week and a half ago, and it's all contemporary piano music. Everybody knows me for rapping. They know me for rapping. They know me for tearing at the club. They know me for all of that right there. And a lot of them, I remember a lot of my fans was like, we didn't know you can play the piano.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, hold up, wait, man, hold up. This is a whole, like, something else. I gotta, like, show them something, right? So, you know, obviously I make beats, but nowadays, you know, a lot of people understand that it's a lot of drag and drop stuff, a lot of resampling. So, you know, I keep it old school. Like, I literally go in there and I get more hands-on and whatnot and do it more organically. And I'm telling you, the feeling and the presence of God is right there. Because the way my fingers move and the way I be feeling at the moment, just, you know, like, I feel like I'm, like, in this trance. Like, that's the closest I feel. Next to, you know, I mean, I'm closer to God, I feel like, in my music than even prayer. But, you know, I mean, and, like, referring to James, the power of the tongue, I'm trying not to let life, you know, like I say, you know, like what we was talking about, don't like let it change you, like, you know, so much to where now, you know, everything's explicit. I'm trying to keep certain things sort of G-rated now, more so out of respect for people, out of respect for my brand that I'm, you know, that I'm carrying. And you know, there's a lot of sides to people, you know, I mean, like, you know, the duality of a person, they can be really good at this, they can represent this, but yet they be over here doing something else. I know with God, you have to actually follow Him and do the things that, you know, that He asks you to do. You have to follow those commandments. So it's more so me, you know, I mean, I'm going through it, trying to, you know, just go through that manifestation, change, and I'm getting better and better and better. And, you know, like I hope or whatnot, like I pray every day, you know, I get better at these things. But until I ultimately transcend and arrive or whatnot, I feel like I'm doing what I need to do. And so this is like an advanced disclaimer to people. I'm a very very, very turned up guy, man, when it comes down to what I do with my music. I'm very versatile or whatever, like very like versatile, say per se. I love rapping. I love spitting it raw, like type of deal. So if you hear say a cuss word or whatever, in my eyes, in my, you know what I mean, in my heart, I don't feel like curse words are cuss words unless you direct them towards someone. Like, I think the worst cuss word you can ever say is damn implant.
Yeah.
You know, so something like that, like that'll be like, you know, somewhat like the worst that y'all ever hear. But, you know, my music, a lot of people has been giving me positive feedback, like, bruh, I've been through that. So sometimes you just have to get raw, and you have to stay raw with it. Like, you know, you take it with you. So that's what I'm doing with this little thing. I could be running around here, you know, chest popped out or whatever, and just, you know, all on.
Can you focus the breast?
All on something else.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Bracelet,
Okay.
I love it.
Those are
man,
nice.
right here. Oh yeah. Let's get a closer view, y'all. THUG.
Yes.
We turned it around like God did my life. We turned it into truly
honored under God. Yeah.
Straight up.
That's
So
Amen.
we're still on the subject, man. Truly honored under God, man. We're still pushing it, and you know, that's just, you know, like that's just something that I'm doing. You know, concurrent with the music. So I have to maintain these two things because, you know, I don't know, I be doing the most sometimes. Sometimes I do like 10, 15 different jobs, but you have to narrow some things down. And I asked God to simplify my life, and he basically said, go with what I gave you the tools to go with. I gave you a concept that nobody in the whole world, do your research or whatnot, you know, like, who put it together like that or whatever. That's all I really care about, is that they know that someone, and they ain't got to really know my name when it come down to it. You know, the music industry is where I've always said I wanted to be as a child. But I wanted to do it my way. You know what I mean? And I think this thug thing is like, you know, my form of philanthropy versus when I go over here and my passion and do whatever the heck I do, it sort of keep me balanced in a way. You know, like, if you go through something or you do something or whatever, you feel like, oh, you know what I mean, like, you know, your character or whatnot, you know what I mean, is at stake or something like that, and you always go and try to make up for it. You know, like if you told, let's say something like, just as an analogy, just like an example, God said, Jesus said, help out your brother if he's in trouble or whatever, he need help. So, say for instance, and you know we're in Vegas, so everybody or whatever, you know what I mean, it's all around the world. People ask for stuff, and you might not give it to them, but maybe you were supposed to. That's why we got to stay prayed up too. That's one thing. But like, say it dawned on you, you're supposed to give to somebody. You haven't been giving lately. You've been taking more so. They usually go somewhere and donate to a charity or something or volunteer, you know, to give back. So that's the way I'm, you know what I mean, I'm doing it. It's more so the thug thing, this is the positive thing, and, you know, it's going to help more people. It's going to help, you know what I mean, it's going to help aspire whatever, some change. But the music, man, the music, I'm just so emotional about the music. It's, you know, it's like the juice, you know what I mean, behind everything. You know, that's how Thug came out, like I said originally in the broadcast, you know.
Okay, so tell our brothers and sisters out there how they can get a hold of the bracelets. And
guys, go to official Thug Wristbands on Instagram. Official like Thug Wristbands on Instagram. Type it in. You might not even have to type in the whole thing. Official Thug, it should automatically pop up. Follow Sir Caesar Music on Instagram. I got about 17,000 followers. You guys can help me get to that 20K, maybe way up there. That'd be cool too.
There you go.
But definitely Facebook at Thug Wristbands, as I mentioned earlier. We are on Twitter as well at Shopify Thug and Truly Honored Under God. And check out my channel, which I have been sleeping on it. So I'm gonna, like, you know, upload more videos on it. But it is some videos up there on Truly Honored Under God. So it's actual channel. And that's another way that I protected this concept until I got further information on, you know, how to trademark it or whatnot and what I'll be able to do as far as my, you know, turning it into, you know, a for-profit or non-profit or whatnot. So, yeah, Search Caesar, hashtag Search Caesar, anywhere, everywhere. You'll see my ugly face.
on YouTube and Facebook
Anywhere,
and Instagram?
anywhere,
Okay,
guys.
anywhere.
You guys can go to my
Okay.
website. Actually, it's back up and running. I'm still doing some critiquing to it, but it's searchcaesar.com, searchcaesar.net. We have trulyhonoredundergod.com and trulyhonoredundergod.net. They're all going to searchcaesar.com right now. And I'm basically just trying to merge the two because it's like, you know, I said it's two different sides of me, and I'm trying to keep myself together, but that makes up me and who I am.
Yeah.
And God gave me both of those. So, yeah, Search Caesar everywhere, y'all. Hashtag Truly Honored Under God or Thug Wristbands. Just make sure you type in the Thug Wristbands. You can find me anywhere. So.
And your album? You said you have a
My PDA album.
Yeah,
This
your
one is
PDA
gonna
album?
be, and PDA stands for Piano Drift Album. I have an
Oh,
actual
nice.
song called Piano Drift. I think it's track number 2. But just recently, I don't know, like I just did it. I added some stuff to it last minute, and the stuff I added last minute actually made the biggest difference. As soon as I played the song, the first track, I don't know, people flocked to it and they're like, wow, like, is that? Wait, hold up. No, that's not you playing the piano. So I'm like, oh, God, I feel so blessed right now. Thank you so much. Because I
No,
feel
that
like
was
that.
really him.
Man, I'm telling you, like, you know,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So this,
Yeah.
I was like, again, these
Yeah.
things come from God, man. But yeah,
Yes.
you can find me anywhere on the Search Caesar and Truly Honored Under God. Thug Wristbands, definitely, for sure. So,
Awesome.
what else is there?
Yes.
Anything else?
Very,
guys
very
like to ask
awesome.
me?
Yeah. Super,
Love
super awesome.
Well,
And
we
If you guys
loved
want to
it.
feedback, extra feedback, actually, feedback actually works really great. What I really want to actually ask everyone to do is just go to Facebook, since we're already on Facebook. Right now, as we speak, Facebook, what did y'all say?
social media
Social
shows.
media
Social media shows
Yeah.
or whatnot. Just find Thug Wristbands on here, give it a like, and I'll just make sure I keep all the information that I just told you guys on that page, and keep it updated as well. So, can definitely use a lot more support. People can purchase online as well. That'd be great. It helps, you know, us thrive or whatnot. And yeah, watch out for my album, man. Like the Piano Drift album and whatnot, because it's just my life. It's my feelings. No samples. I got like one sample, but I own it. Dang on sample.
Oh, my
Everything
goodness.
came from my heart. This is the
Wow.
first album that I actually
Wow.
shut up and humbled myself, and didn't say nothing on it or whatnot. Just
Piano.
let the music speak for itself.
Amen.
Thank you so
Amen.
much, Landon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing testimony. I love it, and I love that you're doing the ministry in that. That is
Yes.
such a blessing, and I'm sure you are blessing others, and the angels are rejoicing.
I feel so grateful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're awesome.
And thank you so much for
Awesome, Jay.
guesting on
Thank
Saved
you.
by
Thank you.
Grace.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, people, for joining in and just witnessing his awesome testimony.
Thank y'all
Yeah,
so
thank you,
much.
thank you, thank you.
You guys
Touched
are
our
awesome.
hearts here. in the
See
Yes,
studio,
he
yeah.
has.
If they miss the show,
If you missed this show, you can,
Go to socialmediashows.com.
or you can watch it again on some later hour on social media shows on
YouTube.
Facebook, YouTube, Periscope,
Periscope,
Twitter,
Twitter.
Instagram. Did I
Instagram.
mention that? Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
everywhere, y'all.
Yeah. So
Love you,
there
man.
you have it, brothers and sisters. So
My last words, I guess I would say to the world, guys, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Yes.
You know, that right there. And just look at it. I mean, like, you know, take your everyday negatives and just, you know, just put God first, period. And just, you know, he'll help you turn it into a positive. And that's what I'm trying to inspire. others to
Amen.
do.
And I
And
want to say
Delores.
that, and as I'm going to say right here, I said as the homie in here, we're the
Yeah.
homie
Yeah.
in Christ like
Thug,
that.
I gotta
So
get
we
her
all-
band.
We all thugs here
Yeah,
in
yes.
Christ, so we can roll like that.
That's
Yeah.
how
We
we
can
do it.
roll.
Thuggy.
That's the way
We
I
love
do
you.
it.
God bless.
Love you. God bless
God
you.
bless
Much
you
love,
all.
guys. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it.
God bless.
Thank you again.
Thank you guys again for having me. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome, man.
Awesome.
You're awesome.
Y'all are awesome, man. Thank you so so
You're
much.
awesome too.
We are stand willing and able for God's permission to move. We are stand